September 20th started as an ordinary day for Glo Ashimwe and 15-month-old Shalom.
Glo dropped her son off at his daycare at around 9 o'clock that morning, but she received a call that no parent has ever wanted to get. Shalom was blue and purple, and he was unresponsive.
KX News' Kiara Brown shares that mother's story and why she continues to fight for justice for her son as we lead local.
Happy birthday to you.
Glo Ashimwe says her 15-month-old son was a happy, healthy baby. That is until she received a phone call from her daycare provider's son telling her Shalom was unresponsive. The cause of death for baby Shalom was myocarditis, a viral infection that causes inflammation of the heart. But Ashimwe says there were no signs that Shalom was sick, as they had been on vacation the day before.
It was just terrifying to find out that once we came from South Dakota that Wednesday, he was going to pass. He had nothing to show me that something that traumatic would happen to him.
After dropping Shalom off at Joyelle Marks Johnson's Marked with Joy daycare, she says she got the call. She rushed to the daycare to find that no one had called 911. So she dialed it herself and decided to drive to the hospital, running into the ambulances on her way.
And I'm running in the middle of the street. I waved down the ambulance. The ambulance pulls to the side. And once they pulled up, I just gave him Shalom. And that was the last time I held him. And the entire time, I'm calling the daycare owner.
She says Marks Johnson never picked up the phone and told police she didn't know Shalom was even at her daycare that day.
If you saw on camera, I got there around 7 a.m. in the morning, and the daycare owner is the one that opened the door and watched us come in. So from 7 a.m. in the morning till 5 p.m., you mean to tell me a daycare owner, a mother, how did you not know that that's your job? How did you not know that there's a child there?
She says she and Marks Johnson were friends before the incident. And Ashimwe says she did know Marks Johnson was operating a daycare without a license, but did not know what the terms were. Under state law, any person providing early childhood services for 5 or fewer children can choose to become a self-declared provider. But Ashimwe says that wasn't the case.
It's very difficult to find daycare in North Dakota in general. And then to have a daycare owner who is unlicensed, who is not telling people that she's supposed to have less than 5 kids. She had 17 kids in her daycare.
Last year, Marks Johnson pleaded guilty to providing early childhood services after a license was denied or revoked. Shalom was laid to rest, but Ashimwe says that day still haunts her.
And the hardest part is just, I think about this story in my head all the time. No one called 911. And every time I go to sleep, I think about that.
She says she won't rest until justice is found for baby Shalom. Kiara Brown, KX News.
We also reached out to Marks Johnson's attorney for comment. They did not return a phone call.